All right, so let's kick things off with a question about your love for basketball. When did you start playing, and what made you stick with it?
My love of basketball definitely started when I was probably 5 or 6 years old, just at my house. We had a hoop in my driveway, and I had a big driveway. So that was one of the main things I'd be doing in the summer. I didn't have a lot of social events or friends at the time, and I would just spend my days just outside for 3, 4, 5 hours, jumping in the pool sometimes, just really spending my time just messing around, not doing any drills or anything official. I hadn't been coached at all, but just kind of shooting around, and that really helped me just build coordination and my ability to kind of just play fluidly.
And then going forward into your high school and then AAU level, you played for a couple AAU teams, the Right Way Skills, BABC, and House We Built. How did those experiences better prepare you for the college game? And then going off that as a follow-up, is there any specific moments or games that stand out to you now, looking back at those opportunities you had?
Well, first, with Right Way Skills, that was my first time really playing high-level basketball with Division I level guys. At the time, I didn't ever think about going to prep school, and it was really a hard decision for me to leave my hometown AAU team and my best friends and go make a big jump that I knew was the right decision for me. But Right Way was great. Coach George Rydesi and Coach Alfred Shand really helped me a lot. But the main thing that Right Way Skills helped me out with was just bringing in all these top hoopers from around the Northeast, and they gave me the opportunity to play with them. And a lot of that was just me getting killed by everybody and just getting embarrassed and not doing well at all. But that's really the best thing, I think, for my development.
Sure.
I think for other people's development is playing against high-level people. And then that ended up turning into House We Built. So it's kind of one program. So it's the same thing with House We Built. And then BABC was my first time really playing in like the national spotlight against all the top 10 players in the country with big TV cameras around. That was really my first introduction to playing under a big spotlight.
Yep. Do you remember any specific players you played against, like how they performed?
Yeah, I remember my one of my first, like our first big tournament was against Team Final, and so at the time they had Amani Bates, who was for a long time number one in the country, Derek Lively, who's now at Duke, and Jalen Duren, who's now in the NBA. So it was the three of those guys, and then you throw in 5 or 6 other high Division I guys. You're looking at a pretty incredible team, and we were really good as well. We had some 5 stars, kid just committed to Duke, so we were really good. But yeah, that was really the big spotlight. See, they would clear the whole gym out to get guys in. They'd have actual TV cameras that's following them around all the time. It was crazy.
So just moving on to more individual stuff. You're listed at 6'8", 210, and I know we talked last spring about your ability to handle the ball and your comfortability on the ball. How do you see yourself taking advantage of that at your size, especially going up against 3s and 4s at 6'8", like you mentioned?
Sure, yeah. Well, that's kind of been my main skill that I've really tried to polish the most and have it as something that I can always rely on if I need to. At Right Way Skills, the biggest thing that was really taught to me is that at my size, if I wanted to play at a high level, I knew I couldn't be a center. And what that meant at the time is a lot of my previous training was playing down low just because I was the tallest kid. And then when I went there and I wasn't the biggest kid and I was young, so I was really a lot smaller than some of the kids. And actually Cam Ferris, one of my teammates here, he was also on those Right Way Skills teams and practices. So that's a separate point, but having him here is great. But yeah, it was really great. Ball handling was the main thing that was practiced. Every practice for 30 minutes, just ball handling. Everyone, centers, point guards, everyone together. I'd have to go up against dudes 2-on-1, like 2 dudes guarding me, I have to go full court. Like it would just be all those kind of drills that really prepared me and made me comfortable handling the ball under pressure and not being scared to use my abilities.
Right. And then just last question quickly. I noticed that you were team captain and you earned a leadership award at your prep year at South Kent. How do you look at yourself now as a freshman at a D1 school, looking to be a leader amongst guys that may be older than you, but you still have that quality in yourself? So what are you going to try, or what do you look to do with that here, I guess?
The main thing is, well, right now I'm really kind of finding my place amongst the team. Everyone's really great, and a couple of the returning guys and the guys who've been here have really emerged as leaders. And like, I think the best thing I can do is really just try to be a leader to everyone, and because the more leaders there are, the better. So, and I mean, right now it's trying to be a leader among the freshmen and making sure that I can help my teammates with class and a lot of the off-court stuff, and just be someone who brings people together and just makes connections and makes people feel comfortable and just personable. So that's really what I'm thinking right now, kind of going forward this year, and then hopefully be able to make a bigger impact off the court with the team as I grow.